What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the terrifying true scale of nuclear weapons. I mean, these are a hot subject at the moment, aren't they? Scary subject. I think you get a bit terrified with them, don't you? Yeah. So this video is going to be interesting. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video, guys. Smash that subscribe button as well. And if you do smash the like button, there's a higher chance that we won't have a nuclear war.
Can we not? Let's not.
So smash the like button. Well, if everyone does it, then we're happy days. So smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe, and we'd really appreciate it.
Funny.
It's not, but there's something we can do to control it. So we're gonna watch it.
All just be friends. That's how we can control it.
Yeah, hopefully everyone wants to be friends. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's check it out. We have huge news, by the way, on the 24th of March. Live streaming at 5 ET. So make sure the video will be out an hour before, but make sure you're on the live stream because it's yeah, it should be good. Are you ready?
It's big.
It's big. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Ever since the first nuclear weapons test in the deserts of New Mexico and the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, nuclear weapons have become significantly more powerful. Since the first test in New Mexico by the United States in 1945, 2,475 nuclear weapons have been detonated across the globe.
Oh my
Over
days.
85% of those detonations have come from only two countries, however, the United States and the former Soviet Union. Only two of those thousands of detonations were ever used in a war, the ones dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II by the United States. But those bombs were very small compared to modern weaponry. The Hiroshima bomb produced an explosion of 15 kilotons, or 15,000 tons worth of TNT. The bomb dropped on Nagasaki had an explosion of 21 kilotons, but how much bigger can nuclear weapons possibly get? The answer is, terrifyingly, much, much bigger.
That's crazy.
The largest nuclear weapon currently...
It's mental, isn't it? Like, the ones which have already dropped are scary. But it can be like, yeah, that could be nothing compared to what it can do now.
United States arsenal is the B-83, which can produce a blast of 1.2 megatons. To understand the scale from here out, 1 megaton is equal to 1 million tons of TNT, and that is equal to 1,000 kilotons. Remember that the Hiroshima blast was just 15 kilotons, so that means that the B-83 produces a blast 80 times more powerful than that.
80.
What I've been showing on this scale is only the size of the mushroom cloud that the bombs produced, so to further add to the scale, we're going to place the size of Mount Everest here and the average altitude of a commercial airliner that you would normally fly on here. So, the Castle Bravo bomb is the largest nuclear weapon ever tested.
Wait. So when we're up in the sky, yeah, when we're flying,
yeah,
it goes. That is actually quite mad.
It goes higher than Mount Everest.
I didn't. Yeah, that's mad. I think the plane one's mad for me because you're above the clouds as well. I don't know why I didn't expect it, but oh my days. Oh.
By the United States. It produced a blast of 15 megatons, or about 1,000 times the scale of Hiroshima. But even that pales in comparison to the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. In October 1961, the Soviet Union created the largest man-made explosion ever in human history when they detonated this device, known as the Tsar Bomba, here over this territory known as Novaya Zemlya. The bomb detonated with an astounding force of 50 megatons,
is that real?
or about 3,333 Hiroshima blasts. It was so powerful that it almost destroyed the plane that dropped it, shattered windows as far away as Norway and Finland, and the shock waves created by the bomb circled around the entire Earth 3 times. But this test was actually just a scaled-down version of what was theoretically possible. Although never tested, the Soviets did have plans to create a bomb that would be twice as powerful as even the Tsar Bomba, a bomb so powerful that it would have produced a mind-boggling 100 megaton blast, or about 6,666 Hiroshima blasts altogether. To get another sense of scale, let's imagine that Times Square in New York City would be the epicenter of these blasts. You can test this stuff out yourself on the website NukeMap after watching this video. I'll provide a link for it after the end, but let's see the results first. First off, we're going to show the size of this detonation, which was caused by the recent North Korean test in 2013. Following this, here's the size of the Hiroshima detonation, which isn't really that much bigger, but let's move on to the B-83 bomb that we were talking about. As you can see, it would affect a much larger area than the Hiroshima bomb. But moving on past that to the Castle Bravo test, we can see how it truly dwarfs everything before it. But even that blast is incredibly tiny when we move on towards the Tsar Bomba as seen here. And then finally for our scale, we move on to how
hundreds of miles. It's mad. Oh my days.
That takes up the whole of like
New York. Well, not the whole of New York, but a lot of it.
Imagine that in the UK.
Yeah, I know, it's mad.
Large the blast from the theoretical 100 megaton version of the Tsar Bomba would be. The blast would be so powerful, this is what the blast radius would look like if you were observing it from the International Space Station. So the question then becomes, should any of this really worry you? How many nuclear weapons exist today anyway? Well, in total, there are estimated to be around 15,600 nuclear weapons in the world currently, enough to destroy the entire planet dozens of times over. But only 9 countries control that stockpile, and 92% of those weapons are controlled by only the United States and Russia. The other 8% of the global nuclear arsenal is controlled in descending order of numbers by France, China, the United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea. Israel is, however, highly secretive about its nuclear program and has never publicly confirmed nor denied the existence of their nukes.
Just hand them in?
It's just one of those things where everybody knows that they have them, but
like you're just saying, everyone knows they have them with Israel. It's a deterrent, technically, isn't it? If everyone handed them in, then everyone would just go back to war. Someone, do you know what I mean? It's meant to be a deterrent. The idea is.
Yeah, but I hate the fact that people keep saying we're gonna nuke.
No, I think we'll be alright. We'll be alright, hopefully.
Nobody really comes out and says so. Unless your name happens to be Mordecai Vanunu, a man who did reveal details about Israel's nuclear program and spent 18 years in prison, including over 11 years in solitary confinement.
Wow.
Also interesting to note,
secrets.
South Africa used to be in possession of 6 nuclear weapons because the past apartheid regime was afraid of the 79% of the population that couldn't vote and communists trying to overthrow their government, but they eventually agreed to dismantle all of them, which makes South Africa the only country to ever acquire nuclear weapons and then voluntarily get rid of them.
Go on,
well, unless you don't count Ukraine, Belarus, or Kazakhstan, which all had nuclear weapons for a brief amount of time after they declared their independence from the Soviet Union in 1991.
Okay.
Ukraine is particularly awkward because after their independence, they found themselves in possession of over 5,000 nuclear weapons, which would make Ukraine for a brief period the world's 3rd largest nuclear power and probably one of the most powerful countries on Earth as a result. They agreed to hand them all over to Russia in exchange for a super serious promise that nobody would violate their territory or borders in the future, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
As a result of that happening, it's doubtful that other countries would be thrilled to ever give up their nuclear weapons.
The thing is, it's interesting because saying this is Russia now, I don't know when this video is out, but obviously everyone knows the next issue as well, so this is like it's even happened further
in the future, but leave your thoughts and comments below about how you...
well. It's scary, isn't it? But at the end of the day, there is nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? The average.
I guess the thing is if it happens, we all die together.
Yeah, and I guess it'll be over quick. And on that very depressing news, smash the like button, guys. We've got huge news. Well, you know what will lift them up? Next week's news will lift you legends up.
Yeah, until they drop a nuke.
Wow. So put that in the calendar, 24th of March, or March 24th, whichever way you want to say it. Huge live stream, huge video, and we'll see you legends then. What's your video?
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.